It's about the Student Center and Engineering Faculty. I had a presentation the last 2 weeks, So in continuity to that, that we had an introduction, case studies, and a bit of the site analysis on a macro level. So coming into in a smaller picture to see about the site analysis that we have of our site. As you can see, the green part and the greenery that we have in this drawing, in this illustration, that is our site, and we have our sun path diagram from which direction we have our sun, our noises, what is located around our plot, and the wind is from the north and west side mostly, and all 4 seasons. We have access from 2 sides to our plot, or to our side, from the north side and from the west side. And from the west, we have the engineering faculty, of course. To the south, we have an institute, which is separated by a boundary wall. To the right, we have a street that is separated by a boundary wall, of course. And to the north, we have the fields of the agricultural faculty. And there's a street, of course, on the east door of the Kabul University campus. So this is our site analysis for this part, and we have one more thing that is very important for our site for designing or developing our concept and everything. We have a view to the north, the view of the Koy Korte Sakhi, and it is a great view, or you can say منظري بسيار مقبولة لو قسمت. And for orientation, of course, our orientation will be on that part, or the face of our building will be on that part. So we have a great view on that side. Moving forward from the site analysis to see in a more detailed way that we have our programming, which spaces do we have to include, and
Limajan,
yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go back to just in your site plan? I'm just curious. I'm sorry to cut you off. What are those objects in the middle? Can you point out what they are in the middle of the field? Yeah, what are these?
Okay. So as you have in the legend right here, I would explain it in here. This is the existing site, and the lines that I have, like the pattern, these are the we have these fields that are already used for some activities, for football and for basketball, and the greenery and everything we used to sit in here and study. So this is all for the sport, for the activity areas mostly. That's how I patterned it to show.
So there's no structure there.
No, nothing.
What is that white rectangle on the top right?
Okay, that's a bank branch, Azizi Bank branch, Kabul Bank branch, sorry.
So there is a structure there.
Yeah, a small one, yeah, on
Okay.
the corner,
All right.
in the corner.
All right. Sorry.
No. So for the programming, not to go much in detail, I would just like to say that the spaces we have selected are the common spaces, the academic and study spaces, recreational spaces, administrative or support areas, food and beverage, which mostly includes the cafeteria and food court, the circulations. So in total, the total estimated area would be 20,000 to 22,000 square foot. And moving forward from the programming,
why you are using square foot instead of square meter?
I would like to be a bit
American.
American.
You
yeah,
realize there's
much
only
less-
America and one more country in the world uses the system.
Yeah.
So the world
I would
uses
like to
the
get
system.
familiar with this system. I'm not much familiar with it, so I'm trying to use this project to get familiar with it.
Good.
Good.
Good. No problem. No.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to the concept development phase. So we had something in university that whenever we will have to design something new in the Kabul University campus, What should we research more about? And one thing that was extremely important in that area was to research more about the buildings that are already built in the campus, that are already there. So I just had a research and tried to find some pictures of the buildings that were already in the campus and just separated it into two categories. One that were built in the mid 20th century and one that were the early 21st century. So these buildings that you're seeing in this, these are some of the faculties that we have. As you can see in these buildings, we can see some similarities, of course, either through the roof, the windows, the columns, or we can see the stairs in here. We can see some kind of similarity, although they're very different from each other, but we can sense that relationship between them, and we can see that they are kind of similar and they are related to each other. So that was mostly all these buildings were built in the mid 20th century, and that they used the minimalist style and used very less ornamentation and everything like that, and they used the natural materials, like you can see the stones, the bricks, and everything, because we have mountains around it, so they use stone to make it relatable to that, to the site, or the brick that you can see, to make it relatable to the site and to its surroundings. And one thing that is also used in these buildings is courtyard. Of course, the courtyard is a traditional Afghan architecture element, and they have used, as you can see in the middle picture in the bottom, this is the chemistry faculty, and they have used, I don't have the inside picture, but they have used a courtyard inside it, and it feels great to be there. So I have some personal experiences going there and being there. So and this was all their relationship between each other and how they were built and everything. And moving forward to the buildings that were built in the early 21st century, which are mostly very different from the ones that we had already in Kabul University campus. So the ones that we already had, they almost all had the same identity. They represented the same identity. They were all connected to each other. But the ones that we have, the newest ones, they are all sort of different from each other. Totally different from the ones that were built originally in that place or earlier in Kabul University. They are also separate and different from each other also. As you can see, these are all the new buildings, and the Faculty of Turkish, the Faculty of Honorai Zeba, which is a Pakistani style kind of architecture. It's a mass. It's just a mass. But as you can see in these pictures, they have a similarity that they are not a big mass. They are either 1 or 2 story, or even if they are 3 or 4 story, they are not very different from each other. They are 2 or 3, 1 or 2 story, and they have that soft or humbleness to it, or a good sense to it. But as you can see in these ones, they are kind of masses. They are big, and they do not really match the site or match the other buildings that are listed. The only building that is built recently, and it matches the site, and it matches very good to the elements that are already used in the buildings that were earlier built, is the one of the libraries. We used to call it AFGHANISTAN. In the first picture, as you can see here, I didn't have a better quality picture, so this is all what I've got. As you can see, they have used